really long break, welcome back again to another one of my vlogs. Today I'm going to be talking about unpopular opinions. Do you remember the very first video I did? It was like a 9-second long trailer teaser thing, and it was to one of the themes of Terminator, and it had this quote, right? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. And so today I'm going to talk about a few of mine. And these are unpopular opinions because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people disagree. So pile on the hate because I don't give a shit. These are going to be 4 unpopular opinions that I have, and if you were wondering why 4 and not 5, well, I'm too lazy to do 5, come on. So let's start. Opinion number 1, I don't think that Friends is the best sitcom ever. Now I'm not saying it's a bad show, it's probably pretty good. If you like it, good for you, but I feel like it is not as seminal as people seem to think it is. It is not the best sitcom ever, and it is not the voice of a generation either. I just think that it was a really good sitcom when it came out, and it was fun when it came out, and after it was done, something else went to take its place. Just like how Seinfeld was around, and then there was Cheers, and then there was Friends, and then there's something else now, maybe How I Met Your Mother? Nah. But you know, there's always something going on. It's probably the Big Bang Theory. The point is, these shows, while good, are not definitive in comedy because comedy cannot be defined throughout time, because every particular period in time has its own sets of like culture and the things that we believe in, and Friends is great for the 90s, and if you like it, great. If you rewatch it, I'm worried for you. I just wouldn't do it. Opinion number 2, I'm not in love with the idea of wanderlust and traveling. You know how a lot of people are like, oh, I wish I could throw my life up in the air and just buy myself a plane ticket and travel everywhere? I don't feel like that. It's not that I don't like seeing cool places, I do. It's not that I have a lot of love for this particular city. I mean, it's okay to live in, but only barely. It's just that I know that traveling is a lot less romanticizing and running around the wilderness like in the movies, and a lot more stamps and forms and documents and people yelling at you in foreign languages and you wondering what the hell they're saying. Ultimately, when you get down to it, you can't have the great parts of travel without the boring parts of travel. And a lot of people who talk about traveling often overlook that. And I find that to be very stupid. Opinion number 3, I don't believe in the romantic idea of the one. Now I know what you're thinking, what a cynical asshole, does he like anything? Actually, yeah, I do. And the reason why I don't believe in the one is not because I'm a cynic, but it is because I am an optimist. See, if you believe in the one, then you also believe in destiny and the idea of fate, and I don't like that because fate is a very, very bad idea. If fate is a thing, if destiny is a thing, that raises some really important philosophical questions about the nature of free will. For example, if the one exists, there are 2 possibilities in this world. Possibility number 1 is that all of your actions are preordained, that you don't really have any choices, that you are basically a train on its tracks, and nothing you do or choose matters because no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter what you want, what was set for you will be for you. So ultimately everything is meaningless. Like if you have a good experience, that's meaningless because you were meant to, and it's not really good. And on the other hand, if you have a bad experience, well, fuck you, man, that's just your destiny and there was nothing you could have done to stop it or do anything about it. So that sucks, I think. And also, if you meet the one because you're destined to, that doesn't make it special at all because you didn't find the one. The one simply fell into your lap because they were always supposed to fall into your lap. And I think that's just uncool. It takes away a lot of the adventure, it takes away a lot of the romance, it takes away a lot of the choice and a lot of the achievement from it. And on the other hand, if, for example, we do have free will and fate still exists, which is the second option, then we have a very terrifying implication. See, imagine a world where there's someone out there who is destined for you, specifically for you, but unlike the previous world, you have all the choices. You could choose to do things, you could choose to go places, and even though you are destined for path A, you could go down path B because you chose to. And that means that there is a very realistic chance that you could make a choice that would mess up your destiny. Or what if you weren't in the right place at the right time because you chose to be? What if you didn't meet the right person at the right time? What if the one just slid through your fingers? It would be terrible because no one else in this version of reality would ever be as suitable for you as this one. And you could be with 100 people and they would never make you happy because you know that they're not the one. And weirdly enough, the only way to know if someone is the one is to be with them until you die, but that's just something that we're gonna leave aside. The point is, if you could choose to be with the one and if you fuck up, then you are fucked for life. If you cannot choose to be with the one and you're with the one, then the one is not special because everybody has a one. And you are just the one for someone else and it was made that way. And it's like being created in a factory. There is no spirit to it, there's no real choice, and it's not really It's not really great. I don't like the idea at all. I like the idea of a universe full of infinite possibilities, where you could go out today and meet the person that you could spend the rest of your life with, where you could be with someone for years and years and then one day realize that no, this is not the person, and still have a chance for meeting someone better, to have something more enjoyable and something more real. That is the world that I believe in. And the one, screw that. Only in the Matrix. Opinion number 4. I don't think that Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy was the best thing to happen to Batman ever. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they were bad movies. They were pretty decent movies, except for maybe the last one. But the point is that people talk about this like this was the best thing to happen to Batman, like Batman was nothing before Christopher Nolan got his hands on it, and I just think that's crap. To be very honest, Batman Begins was a decent movie, The Dark Knight was a really good one, and The Dark Knight Returns was... It had some good ideas, but then it didn't really work out the way that it was supposed to, I suppose. The thing is, I like these movies, but I usually notice that when I watch these movies, I'm in it to see the other characters. I want to see what the Joker is gonna do, what Gordon is gonna do, what Bane is gonna do, what Ra's al Ghul is gonna do. I am not really invested in Bruce Wayne or Batman. Hell, I like Alfred more than I like Batman. And that is a shame, because when I'm watching The Dark Knight, I don't actually care about The Dark Knight. That's a problem. I mean, look at Batman. What he's most famous for after these movies is his voice. It's not like people are like, oh, remember that one time Batman did this really awesome thing? People don't say that. They talk about how awesome the Joker was. They talk about how crazy Harvey was. They talk about that one time Bane did that thing. The series is good, but it's not as good as some of the other iterations of Batman out there. And I'm not speaking from the perspective of a comic book snob. If I were to talk about comic books, there's a lot to say. But let's leave that aside. Even the Arkham games, in my opinion, are really well done. And they don't necessarily have much to do with the tone that Nolan presents, and that's fine. Nolan had his own artistic vision and it's cool. But to say that that is the best, or it is far superior than anything that's been done before, you just don't get Batman, man. And I don't even like Batman, and I get that. Also, one last nitpick, and I'm forever gonna say this, I refuse to believe that Bruce Wayne could just stop, alright? I don't care what the hell happened at the end of Dark Knight Rises, Bruce Wayne would never quit being Batman until all crime has stopped or he is dead. And that's it for the opinion train. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any thoughts that you want to share with me about how wrong I am, you can just drop them in the comment section below. I will read them and smirk, probably. I hope you guys had a nice time watching the video. I will see you on Sunday with another one. Bye bye.